Shalom, family. In this time where we are awakening to our Hebrew heritage and making efforts to return back to the ancient pathways, to repent and return to the Torah of Yahuwah, when we come to his modim or his appointed times, such as Chag HaMatzot or the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we want to make sure that we are observing all the commands and statutes of Yahuwah. So when we come to the actual practice or memorial of Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we want to make sure that we are diligent in how we rehearse these memorials and these feast days. So we're going to focus on this section of Shemot or Exodus, chapter 12. Speaking about the first night of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is a high Shabbat, it says, "It is a night to be much observed unto Yahuwah for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of Yahuwah to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations." Shemot, or Exodus chapter 12. "And thus shall you eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is Yahuwah Passover." So of course the Passover is the lamb that was sacrificed in the evening of the 14th day of Abib, and is actually eaten as part of the meal at night of the 15th day, the first day of unleavened bread. "For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the Alaim of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahuwah. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast to Yahuwah throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. It is a night to be much observed unto Yahuwah for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of Yahuwah to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations." So of course, this is the night that Yahuwah killed the firstborn of the males in Egypt. And it's the same night that the Israelites were released from bondage from the Egyptians. So this is the night of the 15th day of Abib. So I want to focus on this word that is translated into English as observed. Shamar. Shamar is a word that is translated in English as observed, and is the Hebrew word meaning night watch, watching, vigil, observance. So in other words, when it says it's a night to be much observed, Yahuwah is telling the Israelites that they are to keep a vigil or a night watch. So to get a more clear understanding of what's being said here, we're going to start with the KJV, and then we're going to look at some other translations that might give us a little more clear understanding in the English. It is a night to be much observed unto Yahuwah for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of Yahuwah to be observed of all the children of Israel and their generations. So again, we saw that the word observed is translated from shamar, which means vigil or night watch. So the NIV translated as, because Yahuwah kept vigil that night to bring them out of Egypt, on this night all the Israelites are to keep vigil to honor Yahuwah for the generations to come. So you see, this translation brings the meaning out a little bit more clearly, that night, which is the night of the 15th day of Abib, the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is a high Sabbath, the Israelites are to keep a vigil that night. And let's go to the NET version. It is a night of vigil for Yahuwah to bring them out from the land of Egypt. And so on this night, all Israel is to keep vigil to Yahuwah for generations to come. So when we are making efforts to return back to the ancient past and recover our culture as Israelites, when we observe these feast days, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we need to revive all the customs and practices of the righteous Israelites and keep all the laws and commandments of Yahuwah. How will you celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread this year? Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please click the like button and subscribe and be notified of future videos. Shalom, family.